Hello, everyone. Hello, good evening, everyone. E- How is everyone doing today? Uh, I'm live streaming from. No, I should not be. Anyway, I'm using my laptop today, and you can see my. I take it you can see my. Uh, you can see my. Oh Lord, it's been a rainy, crazy day here. You can see my title. My title. It's about parenting. About parenting. Old school parenting. My topic today is old school parenting versus new school parenting. Um, and should should children be considered adults at 18 or 21? And when does parenting stop? When does it stop? You know, it's like, I'm old school. I'm old school. I was raised old school and I was an old school parent. You know, I didn't allow my child to, you know, he had friends in his age group, maybe a year, a year older. If he was 12, his friend could be 13, or their parents had to have the same mindset. That was how I did parenting. You know, I should put a disclaimer on this, but I'm going to speak it. These are just my opinions that I'm getting ready to state. I'm not stating the opinions of anyone else. These are my opinions. If anyone who is listening or who joins, if please like and subscribe to my channel, which is Things Worth Knowing, at BIGGIRL_72. If you like the comments that you're going to hear, please feel free to chat. You know, there are some things. I'm just doing this. This is kind of like a test, but we'll see how it goes anyway. But anyway, my topic is old school parenting versus new school parenting. Parenting, and when should a child be considered adult? Should parenting end when your child turns 18, or when they become adult? Do you think at 18 a child is an adult, or 21? That's a lot of controversy, because a lot of people think that when a child is 18, they're grown and they can do what they want. But I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I um, I think I personally think that children children are children aren't considered adults until 21, and even at 21 there still should be some kind of some kind of parental dis I won't say discipline, but it should be some kind of you know parents should teach children what's right, right and wrong and stuff like that. But this is just something that I, did. And this was brought around because of something that happened on Mother's Day in where I live in the town I live in. On Mother's Day at about 6:30, 6:35, uh, a group of Hispanic men were playing dominoes outside of the store that they owned. It's, a corner bodega store. And some of you may not be familiar with the term bodegas, but it's a term for stores that in neighborhood stores, what we used to call the neighborhood store, the mom and pop store, where you could go around and get a loaf of bread, dozen of eggs or whatever. But you know, there's then you have people, you know, just the ordinary things. It'd be if it was in the West, they used to call it out in the Western days, they called it the general store. You go and get it, things. But anyway, it's in the city and it's where I lived in an area I used to live in the city that I grew up in. And I've been to the store and the gentlemen were outside playing. It was Mother's Day at 6:30. And what happened was a group of young men, 5 young men, ran around the corner because on Sundays the store closed at 3 o'clock. They would open the store maybe since it was a Sunday, they'd open at 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock, and they would stay open until 3 o'clock. And they really wouldn't, try to stay open all day long and stuff because people cook, people go out to eat, whatever it is they like to do. But anyway, the store was closed and they were sitting out, a group of one, two, three, 4 or 5 men were sitting outside. 4 men were playing uh, dominoes. And a group of 5 young men, all dressed in black, um, with masks on, came and attempted to snatch their chains and snap their change. And during the attempted chain snatching and run away, one gentleman got shot. He got shot, and it was on Mother's Day. Now, I can't imagine if his mother was living or whatever. I knew the guy, and they were Dominicans from the Dominican Republic. I don't know if his mom lived here and he, or she did, because I know a lot of them, uh, a lot of them, the older people won't come. They like where they are. They will stay in DR, and they will stay in DR, and the children will come here and they will work and stuff, and they'll send money home and whatever. But anyway, I'm like, they shot and killed the man on Mother's Day. So I'm saying that to give uh um to give a synopsis of why I'm coming to this conclusion about the parenting skills and things like that, because it's I can't imagine the heartbreak if his mother is living and on Mother's Day you get a call. Your day is almost over. It's probably been nice. You probably had your kids to come around and whatever. And you you get a phone call. Your your child has been shot. He's been murdered by somebody wanting to snatch a chain. And I've you know I just can't imagine that. And these kids, there's a group of kids that are going around in the area I live in, well, where I used to live, and they wear. This is the thing where I say we, parenting. When does parenting end with your children? They go around. They wear black hoodies, all black clothing, black masks, everything, and they commit robberies. Where I used to live in a complex. These, not the same boys. I don't know if it's the same boys who did the shooting, who who killed the man. I don't know if it's the same group of boys, but these it's a gang of boys. They wear all black and they do all these things. They took the they took the uh, janitor maintenance man where I used to live at, and they stomped him so bad they broke his leg in 3 or 4 places. He had to have pins in it. The gentleman can't work for a while. He wound up leaving the job. And that's why I'm saying, even though these kids, they have pictures of them now, and they look, and I can guarantee you that they um they're no more than, I don't think any of them are 20, to be honest with you. And it's a shame because I live in New Jersey and I don't know how it is other places, but what I do know is that uh, they have a thing. Years ago, I don't know if a lot of you people remember when they had the no snitching policy, when it was a thing in the hood where you can't snitch, don't snitch. They had shirts that said don't snitch. So they got sick of it. The police got sick of it. And I don't know if it went through the legislature, but they have a thing. I call it guilt by association. Whoever is around, everybody gets charged with the same thing. It's a tactic, I believe it's a tactic to see if to get these kids to tell. Because before, the police, they were saying, how can we work with you and help you when you guys don't even want uh people, nobody will talk because everybody's scared. But so now they arrest the kids, and a murder charge. They get a murder charge, and they get murder charges. Everybody gets charged with a murder since the guy died. When these kids are going to be caught, because they already know basically who they are, because one of the kids supposedly dropped his phone. I guess in the melee fighting, because the guy who got killed, he fought back. He really fought back, and so it so they got their pictures. They're looking for him, and you know, but I'm saying that that's just a brief synopsis of it. If this thing turns out good, I'm going to see if I can get that video up that I have to show you actually what happened. And but my thing of it is, in the summer, now, I'm going to state this fact, and anybody who's listening, feel free to chat. We can chat about it. We can talk about it. Last summer was a very extremely hot summer, extremely brutally hot. I remember, and I don't know, you probably remember too, about the young guy. I think he was 24 and he always wanted to work for UPS. He got a job for UPS. It was so hot in his truck, and it was so hot that he died from heat stroke. He literally died from heat stroke. Now, mind you, these kids are wearing hoodies, sweatshirts, hoodies, and some sweatpants, but black pants, black sneakers, black socks, everything black. My question to is, where are the parents? I don't care if you're a single parent. I don't get it. I have one son who is an adult, a real adult with his own family, with 4 children. And my son would not do that. First of all, I would want to know, I would want to know what the heck is wrong with you? People are dropping dead, having heat strokes, and dropping dead from being overheated. And you walking around with a hoodie on. Come on now. You tell me. You tell me. I would know something was wrong right away. I did to me, I would ask my son, he was either he done lost all his senses or something. So I would say to him, what's going on. And see, but my son would never, he would do it, but he would never leave out of my house with a hoodie on and all of that in 100-degree weather. No, because I definitely would know something else. How are these parents letting these kids walk out of the house with all of this stuff on and not knowing it? Because to me, that's a sign you're up to no good. And if I saw my son with it on, I would say something to him because the first thing I'm going to say, what the hell are you getting ready to do that you walking around here risking to have a heat stroke? It don't work like that. You're buying the clothes for these kids. Where they getting it? If you're not buying the clothes, where they getting it from? You know. So people, I just don't get it. Where are the parents at? This is the problem. This this is the problem with a lot of what goes on in the black community. There's no parenting. And I know they say fathers are needy. Yes, boys do need fathers. Girls need their mother. Boys need their fathers. But there's a lot of women who have raised successful young black men, and because these children and their babies and these 5 kids have ruined their lives because they're going to be caught. They're going to be caught. I don't know who put them up, if somebody's putting them up to it, but in the clip, there's pictures of them, and where they got the pictures of these kids. Well, I know where they got the pictures where I live at. We have street cameras on just about every corner. And for some reason, they think the cameras on the street lights, there are street lights that have cameras on them, and they don't, they don't, they think they don't work, but they do work. There's a house that sits up on a hill, like where I used to live at, and when you're going down, I lived up at the top of the hill, the top of it, and you could look when you're going down the street that I used to live on, that I grew up on. You could see the house up there, and this is where all of this is set up. All of those street lights are manned by police. Anytime they want to know something when a crime is committed, they go and get the photo out of the camera in the area it is. And sure enough, they wind up catching them. They're not saying anything now, but they have the pictures. It's a matter of days before they find out who did it. And these are kids. And it's automatic in the town I live in. It's an automatic life sentence. There's no death sentence. You get you When you murder someone, you get a long sentence. It's basically a life sentence. You know, it's basically a life sentence. And if no matter how young you are, if you're 15, they will wave you up as an adult. And everybody's going to jail. All of these kids are going to jail. And the one who did it, and it's on the camera. It's on the camera. And the one who did it is going to go to jail. And he's going to be charged with the murder because they're going to tell. But see, I want to know where these kids are. This happened on Sunday, and it is now what? Wednesday. So we're talking about, we'll say Monday, Tuesday. It's 3 days. Somebody has to know something. Some parent has, some adult has to know something. And I just want to know, where are the parents? What are the parents doing? These kids are, you know, are they hiding out or what? They know who they are, and some of the faces you can see, and they've put the pictures out there. Somebody has got to know the kids, some or know the parents of the children, and nobody's telling, nobody's still there. This whole generation now, I don't get it. I don't get it. I remember growing up when Dr. Jonas Salk, not Salk, I forget the man's name, Spock, Dr. Spock. He was Benjamin Spock, I think his name was. He was a child psychiatrist. He was the one who introduced time out for children. And then you have some black people who say that we say beating, but you know, they would get you. I call it getting you. They would get you. If you did something wrong, you got spanked. But that's a nicer word. But anyway, they said hitting your kid, that's a result of the slave master. Well, a lot of us grew up being there. Uh, excuse me, I have to pause. I'm going to end this live. I'm going to end the live. I will come back and talk at this topic later.